I'm Josh Baer. I'm a game designer on Eve Online. One of the biggest sets of announcements we made is our future vision for structures. We just had a presentation today talking about all the details of it. Structures in Eve are a huge part of the way people kind of customize space. You can build your own homes in space. You can build structures that collect resources, and we really want to improve that over the next year. Sila, that's coming out next Tuesday, it includes a lot of balance changes that we've really worked with the community to come up with, answering a lot of the big requests from the community about different ships and weapons. It also includes download on demand, which allows people to get into the game within only about 5 to 10 minutes instead of having to download the whole client. And it's going to allow us to have high definition textures later. So there's some ships. There's a ship called the Ishtar, a heavy assault cruiser, that's become very, very popular to the point where it feels like it's reducing player choice. We really want to make sure that people have the most available choices in what ships to fly and what tactics to use. And so we've decided to tone down the power of the Ishtar quite a bit to help provide more room for other tactics. We're also changing medium railguns. We're making changes to a tactic that has been referred to as Skynet by players, where you assign fighters, these large drone ships, to other players from far away, and we've removed that mechanic so that people have to have more active gameplay. In Sila, there aren't any major changes to resources, but in our next release in April, we're making some very big changes to the way asteroid mining works in our Null security space, the outer regions. We're going to be improving the yield of a lot of those areas so that you can make a lot more money with mining, and we want to ensure that people have all the different types of resources they need to build what they need locally, so that you can bring things in and ship them in from the kind of the central areas of the empires, but you can also build things locally if you have good industrialists supporting your empire. So ghost fitting is a project that is currently just in a prototype stage, but we really want to improve the fitting experience in Eve. Fitting is very, very core to Eve. It's something that every single player does very, very often when you're adding modules to your ships and designing kind of how you're going to fit them out. There's a lot of really great third-party tools. Our players make amazing tools for each other to use, and for years people have been able to use tools like EFT and PIFA and Osmium to allow them to kind of plan out their fits, to get an idea of exactly what their ship would do if they had a module that they don't have, or if they had a ship that they don't have. So we want to take some of the great ideas that those players made in their own apps, bring them into the client so that people can use them every day. So we introduced a pilot program for ship skinning last year to see what people thought of it, to see what the interest level from players would be. We were very happy with the response. Players really liked it. And so in April, we're also planning on completely revamping our skinning system. We're going to be adding over 100 new skins and setting them up so that now you'll be able to have licenses that you can apply the skins permanently to any ship you own of that type and switch between them on the fly. And there's a lot of really exciting skins coming out with it. We announced in a very big dev blog just a couple of weeks ago and talked a lot more about it here at FanFest that we plan on revamping the nullsec sovereignty gameplay in June. This is the place where players can build their own empires. They set up their own territory, they can collect resources, and they fight in these massive wars that many people have heard about. And we want to make sure that the gameplay there is fun and engaging for everyone. So we're creating a new mechanic for how you interact with the structures and capture space. It's a mechanic that uses a new module we're calling the Entosis link, where you actually kind of hack the structure directly instead of trying to shoot it. And then people can fight over kind of a more dynamic battlefield. We're going to have areas, multiple different control points that people need to attack and protect, and mobile fleets and different tactics will be very important. So in the current gameplay that we've had since 2009, one of the big issues is that you have to shoot through a lot of hit points on structures to destroy them in order to take space. And this allows for a bit of a barrier of entry, but that helps people's territory safe. But it also causes big problems with boredom. We want to make sure that people can attack undefended space very quickly and take a small chunk of space for their own, set up their own beginnings of an empire and expand from there. And we want to make sure that there's kind of gameplay for all different sizes of groups. The current system lends itself more to the very large groups. We want to make sure that the large groups are still supported, but that we're also allowing smaller groups to be able to do exciting things as well. We want just generally more dynamic sovereignty. We want people to to be fighting in a lot of different areas all the time. So we're expecting that this will, it'll cause some big wars right at the beginning, but then the main thing is we want sustained battles. We want there to be lots of exciting wars going on all the time, because that's where a lot of the very fun gameplay comes in. We've had some very huge wars over the last couple of years, but the current pattern tends to alternate between very big cataclysmic battles and then periods of kind of extended peace, and we want to make sure that there's always exciting things to do and always wars going on that you can get involved in rather than just some of the time.